guys, today I'm doing Khan Academy Understand Solar Eclipse. So let's do it. Which diagram correctly shows the position of the Sun, Earth, and the Moon during a solar eclipse? B. Because the solar eclipse only happens on a new moon where the Sun and when the Earth and the Moon and the Sun, when the Moon is in between the Earth and the Sun. Which statement best describes the Sun's appearance during a total eclipse? Only the Sun's corona is visible. When can a solar eclipse happen? During a new moon only, during a new moon only. Just like I just said. On an average day, the temperature, on average, the air temperature drops by 10 degrees Fahrenheit during a total solar eclipse. Why does this happen? The moon absorbs heat. The moon prevents the sun from producing energy during a total eclipse. The moon blocks sunlight during a total eclipse. Oh, it's C. Yeah. Unit test already? Okay. 10 problems. What happens during a lunar eclipse? The Earth moves into the shadow. The Moon moves into the shadow of Earth. Which diagram shows the position of the Moon, Earth, and the Sun during a solar eclipse? This one. When does the South Hemisphere experience winter? When it points near away from the Sun. The diagram shows the phase of the moon as observed every 7 days for a month, which shows the moon phase that was observed on day 7. Day 7. So I guess they skip that part, so it's this part? Yeah. Which statement best describes the Sun's appearance during a total eclipse? The Sun's disk is covered, but its corona is visible. In 600 million years, we're never gonna see a total eclipse ever again because the moon's orbit is moving 4 centimeters away from Earth each year. So 600 times 4 is 24,000. So it's going to move 24,000 centimeters to, wait a minute, 24 billion? Let me stop doing that and just do this. Why do we see each moon phase only about once a month? It takes about 27 days. It takes about 27 days for the moon to rotate on its axis once. It takes about 27 days for the moon to orbit Earth once. It takes about 27 days for the moon to orbit the Sun once. Okay, but that's not true because the Earth takes 370 something days to orbit the Sun, and the moon is going with Earth. So technically it's the same amount of days to orbit. Yeah, I don't understand what I'm saying anymore. Chan recorded the dates of 4 major moon phases during the month of November. His results are shown in the table below. When will the next full moon occur? November has 30 days. So then first it's going to be December 8th. So December 30th. Yeah, easy. When it is summer in the South Hemisphere, what season is it in the North Hemisphere? So then that means it's winter. 9. When does the moon appear completely dark from Earth? During a new moon. When can a solar eclipse happen? During a new moon only. Yeah, I leveled up in 4 skills. I didn't level down and no change for skills. I got mastered and now I am finished. The water cycle.
Did you know that the water you drink is actually the same water that dinosaurs drank over 65 million years ago? It might be hard to believe, but your water is actually really, really old. In fact, water on Earth is much older than the dinosaurs. Scientists estimate that the water on Earth is at least 4.6 billion years old. And the amount of water on Earth today, in lakes, rivers, oceans, glaciers, even under the ground and up in the clouds, it's about the same as it was millions and millions of years ago. That's because water is recycled. It just gets used again and again. And that brings us to the water cycle, which is how water continuously moves from the ground to the atmosphere and back again. And as water moves through this cycle, it changes form. In fact, water is the only substance on Earth that naturally exists in 3 states: solid, liquid, and gas. Have you seen water in all of its different states?
Yeah.
Maybe on a hot day you'll add some ice, which is water in its solid state, to a glass of liquid water. Or maybe when you take out some food that you've heated in the microwave, you'll see steam coming off of the food, which is water in its gas state as water vapor. When you think of water, you might think of the wide open ocean. Over 95% of all the water on Earth is in the ocean, so this is a great place to start with the water cycle. Here, energy from the sun warms up water on the surface of the ocean, enough to turn it into water vapor. This is called evaporation. This water vapor is less dense, meaning it's lighter, than liquid water, so it rises up and up into the atmosphere. However, as the water vapor rises, the temperature in the atmosphere cools. In turn, the water vapor condenses into tiny liquid water droplets, or, as we see them, clouds. This is called condensation. Air currents then move these clouds all around the Earth. As a cloud collects more and more liquid water droplets, the water may be released from the cloud, pulled down by gravity, and then returned to the ocean or land as precipitation, like rain. If it's really cold, though, the water drops may crystallize and become snow. The snow will fall to the ground and eventually melt back into a liquid and run off into a lake or river pulled down by gravity, which flows back into the ocean, where the whole process starts over again. But that's just one path water can take through the water cycle. It's like a choose-your-own-adventure. Instead of snow melting and running off into a river, the snow could become part of an icy, cold glacier and stay there for a long, long time, for thousands of years. Or, rain can seep into the ground and become groundwater, where it's then absorbed by plant roots. In turn, through transpiration, the water absorbed by the plants can transition to water vapor and leave directly through the leaves via tiny holes called stomata and return to the atmosphere. Or, instead of being absorbed by plant roots, the groundwater can work its way to an underground aquifer or a lake, river, or even the ocean. There are many different paths for water, and the water cycle can be very complicated. But it really comes down to something very simple.
Stomata.
The amount of water on Earth stays pretty constant over time and moves from place to place, sometimes transitioning between phases, depending on things like weather, geography, solar energy, and gravity. Now, we know that water is essential to life on Earth, and fresh water is an especially limited resource for a growing world population. Changes in the water cycle can impact everyone through the economy, energy production, health, recreation, transportation, agriculture, and of course, drinking water. And that's why understanding the water cycle is so important. That, and it's pretty cool to know that you drink the same water as dinosaurs did. Until next time.
Okay. Now let's go to the understand the water cycle. What are the two main drivers of the water cycle? Ocean tides, gravity. Okay, gravity. I don't okay. Okay, next. Which two water cycles return water to the atmosphere? It's transpiration, and evaporation. The diagram below shows part of the water cycle through letters A through D represent the process that take place during the cycle. Which letter represents precipitation? D. Bye guys, that's all for today. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.